Okay. In the previous class, we have learned the first part of chapter 23. Today, let's discuss some. Let us continue chapter 23 from your social science civics. All right. In the previous class, we have discussed something about market, you know, including traditional market, buyers and sellers, regulation of market, and also if there were no markets, what will happen, right? And we have discussed something about demand and supply, all right, as well as price of goods, and most importantly, retailer and wholesaler. Okay, today let us see retail market. Retailers are the persons, whereas retail market is the market that you get the goods or services, isn't it? So what do we get in retail market? Let us see together. Retail market, in the retail market, one can purchase even a very small amount of goods, right? For example, pair of shoes, needles, soap, grocery items, books, pen, pencil, etc. This is what we call as retail market. From the picture, you can see this is a shop in a retail market. You can purchase any item, right? And with the introduction of, with the advancement, I should say, with the development of communication system, especially this internet, you know, now you don't need to go to the shop, you know, the physical shop or the physical market, but you can buy things in retail from various retailer or from various online shopping sites. For example, one of the best example is Amazon. Okay, even from Jabong, Flipkart, Mintra, etc., etc. I'm sure this is also a retail market. You should not forget that one. If I say retail market, you should keep in mind on its physical market as well as the market that we have online. All right. Okay. So the next one is let's go to supermarket. Supermarket is self-service store offering a wide variety of goods and household items. It also organized into departments. It's not. One of the best example is Big Bazaar. It's a supermarket in India. It's very popular. In Manipur, we have Vishal Mart and all, right? I'm sure most of you have been to a Vishal Mart. Okay. Those who haven't been there, I wish you should visit there. Uh, Even if you don't buy anything, you can just visit and see how a supermarket works, okay, for your knowledge. All right. So many supermarkets are coming up. In America, we have Walmart. Walmart is a very, so to say, popular supermarket. You get everything from needle to car and all, right? So this is what we call a supermarket. I'm sure you have understood what a supermarket is. Big Bazaar is one of the best example of a supermarket. Okay. So pricing. How does a retailer or how does a retail market make a price of an item or goods, so to say? Okay. So this cost plus pricing, or what we call as cost. This cost is supposed to be a retailer's cost, or it is the wholesale price, the price that he get from the wholesaler. Okay, so a retailer will always make a profit. Understand? So he have to add something. That is what we call as markup. Let us repeat once again. Markup. It is the amount that is added by a retailer so that he will earn some profits out of selling the very commodity or selling the item from his retail shop or in the retail market, we can say. That is what we call as price. Understand? So this is a technique that they make. And see, for example, and they also have another technique, buy one get one free. You can see from the picture right here. Okay, so they have marked up all the price items from this cost. Okay, and after that they mag it out, they calculate it into, so to say, into different price, the actual price, or we can say the retail price that you get it from a retail shop. All right. So I'm sure you have understood up to here. And one thing that we have to remember is when wholesale price rise, what happened? The price in the retail market also, it's bound to rise. Nowadays most of the item have been raised. Okay. Well, what is the reason? One of the reason is there are so many reasons. So the reason is the cost of the wholesale price has been increased. That is why we get in higher prices. Okay, when the cost is rise, then the price will be above the market. Okay, when they have a quality, then we'll have a price rise, and even when the products are when the wholesale price are low, then we'll get in a low price or in the low market, so to say. Okay, and the another type of market is wholesale market. We have learned something about retail market. In the retail market we get small items, but in the wholesale market, buying and selling occur in bulk. You do not get a small item. Okay, you cannot be able to buy a pair of shoes in the wholesale market. What you can do is you have to get at least 1000 pairs of shoes or 100 to 1000 pairs of shoes for reselling in a retail market. Okay, so they are this wholesaler, or we can say in the wholesale market, they sell mostly to the retailer. The retailers bought their articles, or the retailer bought their items from this wholesaler. Okay, so you can see from the picture, this is a wholesale market in China. Okay, most of the Chinese goods that we have in Imphal and also in India, in More market and all, they all are supplied from this China wholesale market. So I'm sure you have understood what is a wholesale market and what is a retail market, right? Let's go to the next one. This wholesale market is classified into two categories. The first one is what we call a secondary wholesale market. Secondary wholesale market means the market, or the so to say, the procurement, when you get the product, when you get the item directly from the factory or from the production area, that's what we call as a secondary wholesale market. I think we can do that one even in Imphal. For example, Ligla mineral water bottle, we get it directly from the production area in Chimairong, right? And another type of wholesale market is terminal wholesale market. Okay, it is located in the major metropolitan areas where products are finally channeled to customer through a trade between wholesaler and retailer. Okay, one of the best example is Nestle. Have you ever seen the Nestle retailer? Nestle wholesaler in Pauna Bazaar. Okay, so they are what? They are wholesaler. Okay, or we can say they are the agent. Do not. So this is what we call as terminal wholesale market. We do not get it from Kolkata, from Nestle factory. We get it from Imphal in a particular shop. That's what we call as terminal wholesale market. Right? Let's go very quickly to black market. Nobody should indulge in this black market. Okay, black market, the market for illegal items like heroin, small arms, even wild animals. Some people are selling wild animals, small arms like pistol and all. All right, so this is illegal. If the policeman catch you, you'll be jailed, or either you'll be arrested for indulging in this black marketing. All right, so we must not indulge in this black marketing as a student, also as a citizen of India. Let's go to the next one. Black market, illegal, And gray market, there is another type of market called gray market. These gray market, they deals with legal items, okay, but they are distributed through illegal networks. One of the best example is selling of petrol by vendors near the petrol pumps. I think most of you might have seen this, and most of you might have purchased from this gray market sometimes. In Manipur, when there is bunds and blockades, we used to buy this petrol from not from the petrol pumps, but from the this gray market, selling of petrol by vendors near the petrol pumps in a mineral water bottle and all, right? So this is what we call as gray market. So black market and gray market, I'm sure you have understood that one. Okay, now we'll see together this inflation. Please listen very carefully. Okay, inflation means a persistent rise in general price of goods and services of a common or daily use. Okay, such as clothing, food, fuel, transport, etc., which results in an increase in the cost of living. Right? Inflation means there's simply a price rise. Why does it happens? It happens in the fall in the purchasing power of money, right? Just look at the picture. You can see this burger in 2004 for 400 rupees. You'll get how many burgers? 10 burgers, do not, as well as you'll get 10 Coke, right? But in 2019 you'll get only a bottle of Coke as well as just a piece of burger. I mean, why? What is the reason? It is because of inflation. The price has been raised, the price has been increased. So inflation, the result of inflation is that the commodities, the price of our daily use, such as clothing, even clothes, food like burger and all, even petrol, you know even our transportation, etc., everything raise, everything are so the price of all these essential commodities rises because of this inflation, right? So it happens due to fall in purchasing power of money. Okay, quantity of anything that can be bought by a certain sum of money keep on declining. So that is the reason inflation is caused, because of that two reasons. Understand? So, and this government, they always involve in our market system. Why? What is the reason? They regulate, especially they regulate agricultural products. Okay, government, to ensure uniform market price for agricultural goods. Do not. So there should be a uniform price, especially these agricultural goods. Rice per kilo, if they sell 50 rupees, nobody should sell more than that. No. So there should be a regulation on that. So it also helps in it prevent farmers from being exploited by unscrupulous wholesale agents. Wholesale agents could easily destroy the interests of these farmers if it is not regulated properly. So if farmers wanted to sell uh, this tomato at 30 rupees per kilo, but the wholesaler would just simply bargain and make them lost, and they can discourage the farmers. So next year the farmers don't want to grow that very particular vegetable again. Do not. So it will affect the interest of the farmers. So because of that, the government, they intervene and they regulate the agricultural products, especially in pricing of the products, as well as and to protect the farmers, innocent farmers, from being exploited by these unscrupulous wholesale agents. Okay, I think that's all from this chapter. So what have we already learned today? Retail market, do not, such as best example is supermarket, do not. We also have learned something about pricing technique of a retailer, right? Okay, wholesale market, as well as two different types of wholesale markets, secondary and terminal wholesale markets, black market and even gray market, you know, and inflation, as well as regulation of the government, especially to the farm products or to the agricultural products. So for today we'll just wind up here. Next class we will take up your history. Okay, history, we have only 2 more chapters to study. After that we'll go back to the first lesson of your civics as well as your history, and we'll start our revision. Okay, so this is the end of your civics. We will go for revision in the next class. I will announce you when it will happen. Okay, so learn all the notes from the study materials which I have sent you in your WhatsApp group. Please read your textbook thoroughly, okay, and also seriously. Okay, subscribe to my YouTube channel. May God bless you. Thank you so much for participating in this learning.